reset it as the engineer that I
am. Is it raining over there?
Yeah, it rained heavily today and with a heavy wind. But this is UK. Are we supposed to be having that kind of a problem?
Well, maybe there is some isolated issue in your area. It might not be all over the place, but there might have been like thunderstorm, so maybe a reset of your fiber optics. So it's possible that happens.
Okay, I believe that. Yep. So I've tried to manage to bring it on. Hopefully it will stay and not cut off while we are on. And
the anointing, the network will stay.
Amen. And I was trying to look really good for you, but I couldn't help my hair. There's nothing I can do.
No, it's okay.
So I'm not feeling so gingered, but we will do this together today.
Good.
So let me officially welcome you. Welcome on board, Bishop Entertainment. I think that should be your company, but your name is Bishop Adejube.
No, Adejube.
Nube.
No, Adejube. More than that.
Wow, Adejube. Yeah. Oh, why was I saying Adejube? Don't tell me that is how I spelled your name. I hope I didn't spell it that way.
You made a mistake in the second listing, but that was okay.
I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I mean no harm. This is why it was in my head. I've been trying to find the name Adenube. How will I pronounce this? I'm really so sorry. Pardon me. People, please. The spelling I wrote down there is not his name. His name is Adejube. What a wonderful name. So welcome on board, sir. I really appreciate you coming out here today.
Vonky.
Eshe Atimo. Thank you.
Hey, I got Rashida Wallace from New York. New York is in the building too.
Oh, welcome on board, everybody that is coming in. Thank you all for coming. I'm sorry, I'm not seeing people's comment or the numbers. I'm really so sorry. I've had a bit of a network messy day. Just pardon me and manage on with me. So, Bishop, you're welcome once more. Before we start, I would like you to please introduce yourself. I do know you as Bishop, and I met you online as well, and you've been a wonderful man. Everywhere I've met with you, the way you talk, the spirit in you, the intelligence you carry, they really drive me insane. And I'm like, I need to have this man to myself. And I'm happy I brought you here today, and you have come to honor me. May God honor you as well. So please, sir, introduce yourself to the people. Let them know you, what you stand for.
It's very simple. Bishop is the first name, and like you said, Adejube, which means royalty, is more than what the ordinary eye can see. That's the last name. That's what it means. So I'm a simple person. I just love to say I'm a business entrepreneur. Somebody called me the activator. So I've been privileged to have my hand in almost everything that life can offer, and we've been privileged enough to be able to get good results. So be it entertainment, lifestyle, politics, fashion, the intelligence world, we are pretty much in everything. And that's just what it is.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much for that introduction. That's a really heavy one. I thought I knew you, but you telling us who you are right now, I think I am so lucky to have known you and have the opportunity to have you on my show as well. You made mention of politics, entertainment, and your nickname is Activator. So how does politics and entertainment come together?
Politics and entertainment. So pretty much life itself, starting from your home, is political, between husband and wife. And when you have kids, you want to take sides. At times the kids want to go with the mom or they want to go with dad. At times you have to vote. And maybe as a mother, you tell the kids not to do some things, but the child has a vote of the dad to do it. So what happened? We now have two people against one. So life itself is political in almost everything we do, because politics is purely based on people, one, and what side you're on. And when you are on a certain side, then something comes to play, numbers. So that
Okay.
determines what happened next. And entertainment is all about numbers. You understand what I'm saying? If you are a recording artist, if you are a content creator, all you need to be successful is you have numbers added to what you do. And that means people buying the content. The number of people buying the content will determine if you're successful or not. The number of people who make the content available determine if you're going to be successful or not. So that is why you have people streaming. And if you have 1 million stream and somebody has 800 million stream, you're not in the same position. So, and to get those numbers, you might need what is called network of influencers, people who drive traffic to what you have. So that is basically the relationship between the two. It's all about number, it's all about people, number, and access. So you wield influence when you have these three things, and it depends on where you are, where you want to use it. So that is the basic of everything. Yes.
So the influence, the network, the number. Wow, that's really a very
the people
and the
first.
people.
Yes.
The people first. Wow.
Exactly.
This is a very quick lecture room, and a university not paid for, a degree attained on a free will. That is good. I've learned something really wonderful from that. So today we invited you based on the topic as written on the flyer. We want to talk about gender stigma. And you, as a person, the way I've met you in so many places, I know you are capable of this, and this is why I'm bringing this topic to you. We know what is going on in town now, in the world, Nigeria to be specific. The rape of a thing going on around, and this is really disheartening. And I know if we talk about this today, a lot of people are going to learn so many things from it. And I know you are somebody who does not shy away from the truth. And this is what makes me to really want to really relate with you, because I've had you in one or two places. I don't shy away from the truth, even if it has to do with me. And this is the kind of person you are. So I would like us to just dive into the topic. Because I know you're a very busy man. If we are able to keep it for 1 hour, then we are very lucky. So I would like us to dive into the topic, this gender stigma. What can you tell us about gender stigma? How can you define gender stigma to the world, to everybody listening to you now, for them to understand what this really means and what it really carries?
Pretty much, it depends on the context that is being used. You know, gender biasness is huge. It's big. So it depends on the actual context that we want to use it in this time and for this moment. So I would like for you to zero in on a side,
on rape.
and we pick it up from there.
On rape and the female child. On rape and the female child.
Okay, perfect. So let me tell you this, and I say it to everybody listening and every man on this live. The most irresponsible statements any man can make is to say that a rape occurred because a lady dressed a certain way. It is irresponsible, it is stupid, it is evil, it is It is unacceptable. Let me tell you, something that you don't have in you cannot manifest in you, regardless of what is in your face. And I'll give you an example. I'm talking to you right now.
Welcome, February Entertainment.
It doesn't matter what you know about German. If I tell you to speak German language now, you will not tell me you can speak German language because a German guy is sitting next to me or sitting next to you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The look does not define the action. You have it in you. You are irresponsible in the first place to think because dressed a certain way, then she invited rape. It is wrong. That is the lie that most men and most evil people that do that, I call them evil people because there's no room for that. The best that can happen to you is to be honorable as a man enough to even not entertain anything that could make you go that far. What is in it? Except if you are sick upstairs, except if your mind has been corrupted and polluted, then you need help. You need to see a psychiatrist. You need to, there are rare cases of people who had a situation. It is not a justification. They have to see a professional who can treat them both medically and psychologically. So rape is a no-no. It is unacceptable. There is no justification for it. It will never be accepted in our world, in my environment, in my space. 100%.
Wow. So you are saying a man that rapes a woman cannot acclaim a blame to how the woman looks, or if the woman was seducing the man, or if she was inappropriate when that happened. And you also went ahead to say you're never going to accept rape in your environment. So how do you think people can really say no to rape? Because you said a man who rapes a woman already has it in them. So how can they say no to, in the Yoruba land, they will say, Emikemi wa ninu e, won fe yo Emikemi jade lara e, and all this kind of a thing. How do you think a man who's got such a spirit in them or mind of doing such thing, how do you think they can control themselves that it doesn't eventually happen?
I mean, like I said, just like the scripture said, you have to walk away from every appearances of evil. And appearances of evil is not the person in front of you. It is that from the inside of you, because the action that is requesting, the thought that is requesting for an action to take place emanated from you.
I'm listening, sir.
Okay. The thought that is begging for such an irresponsible action emanated from you. I don't want people to mistake that word, that the scripture says, walk away from every appearances of evil. So the appearances of evil there, like I said, is not what you see. It is not what is in your presence or where you find yourself. It is what was first in you as a thought that is begging for an action in that moment. So you pick up your legs and walk away. And I think it's prevalent in Nigerian society because there has not been consequences for such actions. People are allowed to get away. People are stigmatized, most importantly women. A lot of women there's a cultural umbrella that covers the women in Nigerian society about that, where it is easy for somebody to say, why did you even go to his house if you don't want this to happen? that is not an excuse. People have to get away from that convenience of being able to join the norm, the convenience of being able to hide under acceptable norm in the society.
Welcome, Mr. Omokorede Tosin. Sorry, sir.
To perpetrate evil. That's the way I see it. So if you know you have this issue, if you know you have this problem, one, you can talk to somebody about it. And I'm feeling this type of way. And it's so irresponsible to find out that some of them even come across to say that this is like, how to punish somebody for our action or whatever. No, it is not in any way acceptable. The society consider it unwritten code, because lesser people report rape situation in Nigeria that they should. I can tell you that as of today, maybe 1% of the incident is reported. Why? Because of social stigma, cultural stigma, societal perception, and all this is the reason why a lot of women are suffering violence. You understand what I'm saying? So that is where we are, and that is what has caused a lot of men to feel comfortable, to doing what they are doing. Because in the society, if you do that, they will not in any way blame the man first. Everybody will blame the woman, like, oh, look at how you are dressed. Why did you go to his house? If you know you don't want to do this, why did you take his money? Why did you allow him to buy you this? Do you understand what I'm saying? So all this has to be with, now, education of the society about what is not accepted and what is lawful and is not lawful. If people in Nigeria knows that there is a grave consequence for being involved in rape, they won't do it.
Sorry to cut you there, sir.
Yes.
Sorry to cut you there. You said if people know the grave consequences, they won't do it. But to my knowledge, some people have raped and they have been taken to court. Most of them have been in prison for life, and some have been sentenced to 1 month, 2 months, or something. So you saying if people know there is a grave consequence, are you trying to say there is none in Nigeria, or the ones that are there are not functioning?
Okay, so they are not functioning the way they should function. I'll give you an example. Like I said, it's prevalent that 1% of people involved in this dastardly act is actually first reported. And when it's reported, a lot of people, instead of going to seek redress in court, a family friend of a family friend of a family friend will call somebody. Before you know it, they call your parent or they call your best friend and say, don't go forward with it. Don't do that to that man. He's somebody in society. Hell no. This person in society actually knows he can get away with it. That's why he's doing it. And guess what? If you allow this man to go away with it, he's probably has done that before, has done it again, and we do it again and again until they find out that if you do this, you're going to face a stiff penalty. If you look at the number of cases that exist in Nigeria, how many of them have been prosecuted? What is 2 months to someone who
destroys somebody?
It's your memory. It's a lifetime, psychological issue that people go through. It's as bad as some women get married and they cannot function. They cannot function passionately with their spouses because of the experience. So to them, their husbands still look like that guy. There's a certain way the husband hold their hand, they feel it was, they remember the way that guy held their hand.
Guy treated them.
And guess what? They reactionally, they respond and mess that moment up. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that is what we are talking about.
So in this case of a lady being raped and going through this trauma.
Say that again.
And following the trauma, how do you think such a lady can combat that stigma? Not even the injury done, not the psychological part of what was done to her, but that stigma that you explained, where people will definitely blame the woman for being naked, blame the woman for being seductive, or blame the woman for even going to the man's house or receiving gifts from the man. If that happened to that person, how do you think she can combat that stigma? Because from my side, sorry sir, from my side, I believe the reason why, like you said, 90% of the cases are not being reported is because of the stigma. Right. You know, because that lady will be stigmatized. Once the police know you have been raped, when they will say, sir, the lady that was raped is here. They will not say, Adebimpe is here. They say the lady that was raped is here. And if you go to school, your friends will definitely refer to that as well. Your name will gradually disappear and you will become the lady that was raped. This is the stigma. And that is the reason why most of them don't report the cases. So how do you think they can combat this stigma?
Okay. Shout out to Larry Bobo. That's one of my trainers, you know.
Larry Bobo, welcome on board. Daddy Siva, welcome on board.
So, one thing that needed to be done, most probably in the Nigerian society, is we have to get more professionals involved in counseling in the society. Now, a lot of counselors are hiding under religious setting. You go to church, you talk to a counselor, but that is not a professional counselor. Just because you can read the Bible, interpret the Bible, teach the Bible, does not mean he's professionally trained to handle issues like these. They are psychiatric issues. They are issues of the mind. They are psychological issues. You need a clinical psychologist in every societal establishment, in every organization that the government have. The church should not just lead these people to pastors to talk to them. It is more than spiritual matter. These are clinical issues now because they deal with their head. They deal with, you don't need a pastor to pray for you to know that there's a blood flowing in your veins. Do you understand what I'm saying? So this issue, we continue to not even get to the depth of healing for these people if they don't have the privilege to speak to professional counselors. Yes, they need the spiritual part of it, but the rudiment, the foundational part of it is to talk to a clinical psychologist who will assess them, assess the situation. It's just like you're dealing with people with PTSD, you know, so that they post-traumatic syndrome, so that they can see through them. I was watching a show yesterday. It's actually a show on Netflix. If people have time, they can see. I think it has to do with I Am God. I think that's the title of the.
I see you, darling. Sorry, sir.
Of the show, yeah. So this neurologist was talking and looking into the brain of this serial killer. You understand what I'm saying? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes. So that's how you handle it. You look into the mind of these victims, speak to them, let them share their heartfelt situation with you. Then give them opportunity to sit down with a professional who gives them a clinical assessment, clinical treatment, then the spiritual part of it can now be handled based on religion. And until we make available more professionals like that, people will just listen to parents, they will just listen to friends, they will just listen to people who probably read something. But the trauma lives with the victim here. And I'm saying it, victim might be both ways. It could be a man, it could be a woman, you know, but the trauma is deep within the depth of their heart. So it won't just take let us pray or start sharing the scripture or giving the person some surat, you know. No, we need more trained clinical psychologists who we have time to sit down with these people, assess the situation, and most importantly too, the society needs to start the education. It is important, the education, and it starts with these kids. And you know why? Because we are in technology age. We are in the age of social media. Most of these acts are actually, assessed by these kids, these men, these young people, because of what social media is today. Before, you have young kids, probably when I, I have a nephew, we were having an issue. I was having a problem with setting up some computer. So I was like, can you help me? You know what he said? He said, I can't help you because I'm not the reason why you were not born in computer age.
Bitter truth.
Bitter truth. So you will be shocked to see that 4-year-old
Welcome on board TT24.
4-year-old kids, 6-year-old kids have cell phone. And guess what? When you have the cell phone, there's nothing they cannot access on their cell phone. See, what we are dealing with is also like we're dealing with young children who are violent because of access to some games that they have access to on their phones. Some of these rapists, they learn some of these things. They want to, I call them wannabes, because they watch videos like this online and they want to now duplicate it. They are copycat. But in this case, they are copycat of evil things. You understand what I'm saying? And they could do it because of societal arrangement. And at times, it could be upbringing, what they probably
Adejube, Adebowale, that must probably be your cousin, your brother, your daddy.
That's my younger brother. Yeah, that's my
younger brother. Welcome on board, sir.
Yeah.
Now I know your surname. I will notice it everywhere I go.
Exactly. He's a prince.
Sorry for cutting you.
Yeah, he's a prince. He's a king in the making. I just love him. I love him to death. That's my brother.
He's a king. Okay, well, I'm a princess too, sir.
Yes. Okay. So pretty much, let me now bring something that yes, I was talking about the fact that it could be a situation that was
the societal copy
environment. Let me bring that home to us. So when ISIS was killing and destroying everywhere in Syria and all that, now some of our European countries were trying to help victims from this country. Now check this out. Some of the Syrians that were taken to Germany, I've never seen a woman in bikini before. So when they go to the pool and see these people, guess what happened? Rape. They've never even really, and these are Arabs who really grew up with a woman at home. Because by the time the kids are 6, 7, they are already married off. It's all men.
Yeah.
If you go to Dubai, you see it's all men in household because of religion, belief, and belief and all that. So before you know it, there was rape situation in Germany. This was as close as last year. So they had to start a major orientation program for these people, these foreigners they brought them to help them. But these foreigners found themselves in a exactly. So they have to start education. They start to educate them with picture. Yes, a woman can dress like this. That does not mean she wants you. This is how you dress.
But sir, sorry, I'm sorry to cut you. I'm really sorry to cut you. You know, the situation of Germany and that of the Iraqians or the Arabs, it's a thing of the culture that the Arabs are not used to seeing women. Exactly. When in Germany, all we do there is go naked 24 hours. It's a thing of the culture. So two culture meeting together, it definitely causes havoc. But when we come back home to Nigeria,
right,
so, we have been 50-50 of all of this. Our women have been known to dress sexy and comfortable to themselves, and our men have been known to even approve and appreciate our women dressing whichever way sexy and comfortable to themselves. So how does that now bring about them suddenly wanting to rape and keep raping and repeating rape? No, because there was a time this thing was not there.
Let me tell you, even if you put on a hijab, a man that wants to rape you will rape you, because, like I said, rape is a sickening mind. It hasn't to do with the person who is the victim. It has so much to do with the perpetrators of the evil act. It is in them. You know, such act was already in them. It was influenced. And guess what? Don't mistake the fact that only people who dress a certain way, maybe in quotes, suggestive way, that get it. No. Individuals are attracted to certain types of people.
Certain things, yeah.
That is why a girl who goes to church probably will not end up with a guy who goes to club. She will end up with a brother in quote or a sister in quote.
So would definitely be get raped there.
With that being said, it now confirms the fact that look is not what spawned rape. It is the intent and the depth of the heart of the perpetrator.
So in Nigeria now, how do you think we can orientate our people in Nigeria to stop rape? One. And two, you know, from my side, I blame the people who are raping, the perpetrators. I blame them, okay? I don't blame the lady in any form. But the most important problem, the biggest problem of it all is the family, the society, the surrounding, the people. The people will say, what's the rape? And that's it. That is just it. That's where it ends. They ain't going to do anything against that man. They ain't going to do anything to help that lady. All they want to do is, Mama rape, she has been raped. Oh, I was there. Oh, they raped her. And that's how they keep echoing this rape. But at the end of the day, they do nothing. Even when they know the person that raped, they prefer to cover it up. How do you think we can orientate our people to change their mindset and take a responsible action towards these perpetrators?
So, Ekiti State government, the current governor, started something last year. I think that was beautiful. And what does he do? If you are caught as a rapist, after being sentenced to prison, guess what? They put up a billboard and put your face.
Of your face?
Yes.
Wow. In Nigeria?
Yes, in Ekiti State.
Wow.
And I think there were one or two of those that were done. And this were even a situation of, these are older men raping 4-year-old, 3-year-old, 6-year-old girls. And I think there should be, as a matter of fact, a designated billboard somewhere highly visible in most of these notable cities. They should publish these people, just like we publish most wanted individual, publish them, publish every information about them. And guess what?
And they should make it also free, sir. They should make it free that if, for example, if I'm a family of somebody that was raped, I should have the right to go public that person's face. It shouldn't be until the society will, the authority will get it. Because Nigeria is so big.
But hold on. You have to wait till such a person go through a legal process. Okay? Don't do it. See, I am an advocate of the rule of law. And that is why the society we work or we not work, rule of law. You cannot publish.
But sir, I'm sorry that I'm trying to argue with you on this, because I know where you're coming from. I know where you're going. The rule of law in Nigeria does not exist, in the sense that the popularity of Nigeria itself is overwhelming Nigeria itself. Do you understand me? So somebody in the village that does not even know I have to go to the police station, that was raped, they will be in distress. Their family will be in distress, but they know the face, the name, and the identity of the person that raped them. If they were given the right to publicize that face, that name, through that, whoever is capable of getting to the authority on time will get to the authority, and then the authority will now come and liaise with the family and with what has been done already against this perpetrator, and then take it further to a more concrete and a harder punishment or law. This is what I'm trying to say, because Nigeria, this rule of law, it only happens in Ikoyi and Banana Island. If you go to Ekiti, inside the bush, there is no rule of law in there. People are just...
You'll be surprised.
Okay, I leave you to talk, sir.
Yeah, you'll be surprised that in the most remote places in Nigeria, you have police posts. Okay?
Yes.
You have police stations. And police in Nigeria is a federal organization. So I will bring an angle to this. There are over, combined between all the networks, there are over 200 million smartphone, let me say over 200 cell phone owners, maybe I'll say 100 million smartphone users across board, you know, because an average Nigerian has 2-3 phones and we are 200 million people. So now, part of the CSR, mandatorily, the government should mandate all the telcos, telecom companies, to dedicate a portal to sending SMS. Mr. XXX is a known rapist from Iworoko Street in
location.
Yes. And guess what? His picture and his information will be deployed through SMS up to all cell phone users.
Wonderful. Is that already in place?
It's not, but it's a proposal that I just throw out there. I tell my friends in the entertainment industry, I tell them there are so many things you can do. Don't just be a friend to a lawmaker. Influence such guy to make a law that protects your interests. You know, you are in Europe, I'm here in America. When a child is abducted, in few minutes, you get an SMS.
Matwe Jide, welcome, darling. Sorry,
Before
sir.
you know it, you have an SMS message that says child abduction, Toyota Camry, LAX 444, you know, color and everything. If possible, picture. It should be free to the government to have a portal linked to all the telcos. And it must be mandatory, like I said. The police is a national organization, so it does not matter where it happened. If they have a police post and is reported, and there is...
I'm sorry, sir. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
Femri, how is that affecting you? You're not in Nigeria. Did you see what he wrote?
Yes.
I'm so sorry, sir. Oh, God.
And you see, these are some of the things. Let me tell you, it's making a good sense. Even people will not open it because they don't want And that is why we should continue to engage the government to see that Nigeria could get a platform, because now in Nigeria you can get a recharge card for 200 naira, right? So if you can, why can't we by today have access to a platform from the telcos that you pay monthly? 5,000.
Even if they can make it free, at least, of course, that platform is only useful for you to send such information. Any other thing you want to do, your Instagram, your calling, your love making on phone, it has to go with a different platform where you will pay money. It is all of this is possible if they want to do it, but nobody is thinking towards that.
Guess what? Let me tell you, it's not going to cost you.
Okola Toja, welcome on board, sir.
Shout out to Okola. You see, this is supposed to be free to the recipient. So it's not going to take from your data. Remember, it is from government portal to your portal. You pay taxes. Some company pay such taxes. You know.
So they don't pay taxes in Nigeria.
No, that's not true. That's a blanket statement. People pay taxes. If you work for government, that is when you know people pay taxes.
We are not deviating from what we're saying, so let's go ahead.
No, we are on track. So we're bringing digital solution to shaming rapists, and it should be free. This, I hope somebody who can influence a proposal to government is listening. I'm saying this should go all the way. What are we trying to solve? Do you know almost all farmers that buy fertilizer in Nigeria has a cell phone?
Sorry, sir. Titi Olado, you said we do when I was working there.
Exactly.
I don't really understand what you meant, sir. That sorry, taxes. Titi. That you people had such a portal when you were working with the government.
I think you pay taxes.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about taxes.
Okay.
Yes, you will be surprised. People are taxed heavily in Nigeria. NHIS tax,
but but through the wrong avenue, because if the tax they were taxing and the tax they were paying were really getting to the right avenue, I don't think a lot of problems we're having in Nigeria that the government are saying there is no enough fund, that those problems should be existing, but we don't want to start going into that now. We want to stand on the point of rape and stigmatization.
There's something that I'm still saying. Probably you don't understand what I'm saying. The telecom companies, they have CSR, community service responsibility to the country. So this program is free to the government and it's free to the people. 1, 2, these telco companies, they pay taxes. Instead of paying 10 million naira, government say, pay 4 million, dedicate 6 million to digital distribution of information. That is how you work it out. And guess what? What is their contribution to the society? And I was going to tell you that it's an expandable situation where as you're receiving text message on your cell phone, your TV is receiving the same information. If you have a digital TV, everybody on DSTV will receive the information.
So it's going worldwide digitally.
StarTime, of course, because here, if the government wants to share any information today, before you know it, all on this COVID, we receive a lot every now and then. Every
2 minutes, yeah. You open your laptop. COVID, you open anything you open that has to do digitally, you're seeing the information there.
And it's free. So it is not going to cost the government whatsoever dime because
okay, sir.
Change it. So if
I have had you and sir,
that way. Okay.
I really don't have the patience for this government side you're putting this thing, because the government is not going to help us today. We know it. What I'm saying here, I want you to tell us, and I know you can.
Yeah.
For those people living in the remote area, even those living in Lagos, because we know government is not going to do this thing you're saying right now, we will propose it. We will do all we can do. Hopefully someday they will get there, but for now they can't get there. How are we able, as a community, as a nation, as a country, as family, as neighbors, as friends, to stop rape? Like I said, we should be given the right to be able to do this thing you're proposing to the government, that we ourselves should be able to start doing it now, because the government is not affected. None of the government family has been raped before. It has always been the poor citizens. It has always been the civilians. And it is just me and you, we the civilians, that can stop this, can help ourselves. The government is not going to do that right now. I'm not saying they won't get there, but they're not going to do it right now. So what can we do by ourselves to stop this?
We educate ourselves
or minimize it.
So we educate ourselves first. Families educate each other. But trust me, I'm sorry to disappoint you, nobody will get it done until government put a law behind it. Because without the law, guess what you get? Jungle justice. And in the middle of jungle justice, innocent people might be caught up. I was reading a case 2 days ago about 2 women who created a WhatsApp group, mistakenly posted somebody else's number on there as the guy who raped them, not knowing that it was a number that belonged to a philanthropist in the society who never met the 2 of them. Even when they were told that this was wrong, it took them a minute to actually realize that, oh, this is really not this guy's number. Then they changed it. They didn't apologize. You see, Nigeria is a place that when you don't encourage the rule of law, jungle justice thrives. People are waiting to kill somebody. People are waiting to just unilaterally take decision. Unfortunately, people like myself, it is impossible for me to have been blessed to live in this country, know what life is all about, and encourage jungle justice. It has to be by the law. It has to be by the book. We have to. So you, myself, people in the community should take a protest. And guess what? Lagos State has one of the best thing going on for them ever, the governor. Governor Jide Sanwo-Olu is one man that is a blessing to that state. I don't see anybody who could be so pragmatic more than that man at this moment. He has a listening here. Take a protest straight to him. You understand what I'm saying? This man has a wife who is outstanding, wonderful medical doctor. Reach out to the wife. Let there be a bill passed through the people first. I keep talking about the people. The people are bigger than the government. The people are always bigger than the government. But the people must come with something to help the government. Come out with a bill. Help, let the people queue behind the wife of the governor and sponsor the bill. Using any of their lawmakers, all you need to do is get the bill passed. You see, there's no way to it other than the people are educated about the fact that if they get a law in place that actually look them dead in the eye and send them to jail for a long time, or in a case where they could be even be sent to Osun State, is it Osun State now? 2 days ago was in Osun State, I think it's death sentence if you rape anybody. And kudos to
Osun State. It's been in the law. It's been in the law. But the problem I have is that it has not been, the law is not been taken serious. Because it starts from our family, it starts from we.
I agree
it starts from individuals.
Do you know that a royal father in Osun State, royal father, was sent to prison now, and is still in prison for raping a UCOR member? Osun State set a good precedent. People should leverage on it. We are informed about Nigeria as much as we are informed of where we live. That's a benchmark. That's something.
Sorry to cut you, sir. Instagram is about to send us out, so we'll be coming back and I'll be bringing you back in immediately, sir.
Okay.
All right.
So
see you soon. Everybody come back immediately. Thank you all. See you soon. Bye. So